Hello everyone, so welcome to your beginner's hip opening yoga flow. So it'll be all kind of, again, foundational moves that are definitely designed for opening the hips and giving us a little bit more space. As always, take it as easy as you need to. You may need 2 blocks, or again, you can use books, you can use a tissue box just to bring the floor up to us. So that being said, we're going to start off in a child's pose today. So coming into a child's pose, take the knees wide on this one's toes to touch, and then just send the arms out in front of you. So child's pose is our safety pose. You can always come back to this pose if things are feeling a little bit too intense. Remember, yoga is not a workout, instead a work in, so just take in as much time as you need to. And then slowly from here, just begin to find the breath. Let the body sink into the ground. And again, just trying to breathe into the belly. So the inhale, we feel the breath rising up the spine. And the exhale, the complete release. Give me 2 more like those. Taking a big breath in to find a fullness. Exhaling all the way out to empty. Just setting a steady rhythm to dedicate our practice to. Give me 1 more. Big breath in. Big breath out. Perfect. And now on your next inhale, just push into the palms for me. Round through the back, we're going to come into all fours. Perfect. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Few rounds cat and cow to just get into the spine. So take an inhale to drop the belly, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back. And then as you exhale, think of tucking the tailbone under first, round through every single segment of the spine and send the back of the heart towards the ceiling. Twice more. So the inhale, just sticking those glutes out. We drop in through the lower back, the mid back, the upper back, soften the elbows, get that little traction onto the mat. And then exhale to round. Good. 1 more time. Taking a big breath in, dropping the belly, lifting the heart, pulling the shoulder blades down, and then exhale to round. Perfect. Now, as you breathe in, I want you to come in towards the neutral spine. So bring the weight a little bit towards the left-hand side, and we're going to take the right leg up towards the sky, but without opening and dumping into the lower back, yeah? So keep that pelvis tucked under. From here, without moving too much in towards that left hip, we're going to take the right hip all the way out towards the side, just as much as you can, and then exhale, pull the right knee back in. So twice more this way, right leg goes up towards the sky, trying to get that full rotation, the opening of the hips. Try not to bend into the elbows as you do this, and exhale, bring it down. 1 more. It doesn't matter if you're not getting the same height as me, just as long as you're just working into whatever range of motions available, and then slowly bring it down. Perfect. Left glute might be firing up, that's completely fine. Now this time we're going to switch the directions, so we're going to pull the right knee in towards the right elbow. Take the right knee out and around. This way might feel a little bit more sticky. And then slowly bring it back through center. So give me 2 more of those. Again, just focusing on keeping everything just kind of still and letting that movement come from that top of the leg, the femur bone, just rolling in towards the hip socket. Amazing. On your last one, take the right leg up high. We're going to take a big breath in. And then as you breathe out, we're going to step the right foot outside of the right palm, heel in, toe out, and sink the hips down low. So from here, I just want you to move to start with. So you can come forwards and backwards. If you feel like there's not enough space, again, the hands can come down to the blocks or anything to bring the floor up to you. Good. And just take a moment to just sink the hips. Try not to let that knee roll out. Just keep the knee close in towards the bicep and breathe. Chest is forward, nice and proud. Good. Taking 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to let go of the blocks if you have them. Hands towards the floor, tuck the back toes. And we're going to bring it into a downward dog. So you can come past your all fours, straighten the legs, come into that downward dog shape. Good. Pedal out the feet if you need to. Give it a tiny bit of a shake. And then from here, we're going to start to work into our yogi squats. So feet come as wide as the mat as they are. Again, heels in, toes out. And I want you to walk your hands in halfway. Now the knees need to soften here. Please let them do that. Let the hands come in halfway. Bring a little bit of weight into the palms. Big breath in. As you breathe out, I want you to bend the knees and sink the seat back towards the back of the mat. As you do this, push to the outside of the feet. Try and bring the glutes as low as you can. And the inhale, we come out of that intensity. We roll in towards the hands. Good. Give me 2 more of those. You can lift the toes if you want to. The exhale, heels come down. Send the weight back. Push to the outside of the feet, finding that external rotation. And the inhale to come forward and lift it up. Good. 1 more time. Super nice and slow. Bend in the knees. Pull it all the way back. And then this time, as you inhale, walk the hands forward. Bring the knees back on the ground. And we're going to do that all on the opposite side. So knees underneath those hips. Hands underneath the shoulders. Fingers spread wide. 3 rotations with the hip. So left hip goes all the way up. We're going to rotate the hip out towards the side. Again, we're not leaning into that right hand side. We're just working with whatever we've got. And pull it back down. 2 more. Super nice and slow. A little bit of squeeze of the glute as you lift. Rotating that left knee out. 1 more time. Big inhale. Take the knee out towards the side, pulling it all the way back in. Perfect. So switching that direction this time. Ground through the palms. Left knee comes in. Left knee out around the side. We're kicking that left foot all the way up and back. Perfect. Give me 2 more. Minimizing that movement of swaying of the hips and just letting that leg do its work in the socket. Perfect. 1 more time, big circle. And then slowly draw the left knee forward, left foot outside of the hand, drop the hips down low, coming into a lizard lunge. And again, you can give yourself a little bit of shake. Hands can be on the blocks to make it a little bit more accessible. And then whenever you can, just sink a little bit lower, pulling that left knee in towards you, heart nice and proud. No tension in the shoulders, give it a bit of a shake if you need to. And breathe. So letting the weight of the body just open up through that right thigh. Taking a big breath in, big breath out. And then slowly releasing the blocks. We're going to come back into that downward dog and those yogi squats. So super nice and slow, downward dog, we take it back. Give it a little bit of a wriggle if you need to. So heels in, toes out. Walk the hands back halfway. Now an inhale can be high up on our toes. And the exhale, we're going to bend the knees. We're going to sink the weight back in towards the heels. Perfect. Give me 2 more of those. If you feel like you've got more space, the hands can walk in even closer towards the feet as we sit the glutes back. Good. Give me 1 more. Big inhale, we come forward. The exhale this time, we're going to find our deepest depth with the heels on the ground and we're going to hold it there. If you have the space, you can walk the hands back to come into a malasana. If not, feel free to give it a little bit of a shake. Good. Perfect. Give me 1 more breath, either in stillness. Hands can come to the heart if it feels good. For 2. And 1. Walk it on out. Come into your downward dog. Perfect. So a little bit of a warm-up done. We're going to come into some standing postures that you will see very regularly in yoga. We're going to start with the left leg, so bend that right knee. We're going to take that left leg up high, 3-legged dog. And then bend the knee and open up the hip. So bring the heel towards the glute. And think about the inside of that right thigh pushing towards the left. Good. Taking a big breath in. As you breathe out, draw that knee in towards the nose, round the spine, stack the shoulders on top of the wrist, and step the left foot in between the hands. If you need to give it a bit of assistance with the hand, you can. Now drop the back foot down so it's parallel to the end of the mat. And windmill the arms and come up. So we're coming into a pose called Warrior Two. Take a big stance with the legs. And general rule is the front heel and the back arch are in one line. Now we're going to move with the breath to get into this external rotation. So take a breath in, raise the arms up. As you breathe out, bend the knee, sink it low. 2 more times. Inhale, we're going to lift, straighten the front leg. Exhale, sink it low, keep the weight to the outside of the left foot. 1 more time, big breath in. Breathe out, Warrior Two, sink it low, hold it there. So try not to lean forward. Bring in the heart, hips, and the head all in one line. Try not to let that left knee roll in. We want to push to the outside of that left foot, and we want to tuck the tailbone under, so we've got this nice lengthening through the front thigh and through the back leg. If you want a little bit more of connective energy, think of energetically pulling the 2 feet in towards the midline. I nearly fell then. And then you can get this nice little activation. Now from here, keeping that activation, keep the shoulders soft. Take an inhale, drop the back arm, send the left arm all the way up. We're going to reverse. So finding length through that left-hand side. Take 1 breath in, and then as you breathe out, come through center. Good. We're going to drop it to a side angle pose. So left forearm on top of that left thigh. The right arm's going to reach forward, and try not to close the chest here. Think about pushing into the left palm to turn the chest towards the right and gaze towards the ceiling. Good. Breathe. 1 long line from the fingertips to the back foot. Taking 1 more breath. And then as you inhale, we're going to come up, just like before, but this time you're going to straighten through that front leg. You're welcome. Trikonasana. So slowly sending those hips back. As the left arm reaches forward as much as you can, left palm drops towards the shin or a block, and right arm comes up. So finding that nice long line across the chest, reaching the fingertips up high. Good. Taking 1 more big breath in. And then as you breathe out, gaze towards the floor. Soften through that left knee. Right hand's going to come down, and as you do, I want you to pick up that right heel. So square the hips towards the top of the mat. Left arm goes high. We're coming into a twisted low lunge. You can always drop the back knee if it's too much. If not, think about sending that right heel back into the space and lifting the hips up slightly so we get that nice stretch for the hips. Take a big breath in. And then as you breathe out, left hand comes down. Step the left foot back. Bring the knees down, come in child's pose. So take a little bit of a second, a little bit of a break before we do the second side. Again, feel free to just close the eyes and begin to deepen the breath. So always taking time to just reflect and register. And then when you're ready, we're going to do all of that on the right hand side. So coming all the way up. Tuck the toes, find a downward facing dog. Right leg's going to lead. So soften the left knee. Right leg goes high towards the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hips, so right heel towards that left glute. The inside of that left leg pushing towards the right hand side. Big breath in. Use the breath out to draw the knee in towards the nose, rounding through the spine, super slow. Step the foot in between the hands. That back heel comes down 90 degrees, so the front heel and the back arch are aligned. And we're going to rise in and up and find our warrior 2 legs. So 3 pulses to just get us into position, to reset the breath. The inhale, we straighten the front leg, we rise. And the exhale, we sink it low. 2 more. Big breath in to lift it up. Breath out, bring it down. Last one. So inhale, we lift up. As you bend the knee, keep the weight to the outside of the right foot. Shoulder blades roll down, so nice and soft in the shoulders, warrior 2. That weight is on the outside of the right foot. And again, you can create that connective energy by pulling the 2 heels in towards each other. So we have a nice stable base. Now moving from that stable base, left palm drops down towards the left thigh, right arm goes all the way up. We're reversing our warrior, we're keeping the bend in that front leg, just finding length through that right hand side. And then as you inhale, come up through center. Right forearm's going to drop onto that right thigh. Try not to let the glutes stick out. Keep the glutes stuck under as we slowly send that left arm all the way up and forward. Keep turning the chest. 1 long line from that back heel towards the left fingertips. Breathe. For 2. And 1. Inhale to rise, come up. Straighten the front leg. If you need to, hop in a little bit with the back foot, you can. Trikonasana pose, so triangle. Left hip juts back, right arm reaches forward. Think of lengthening through that whole right hand side.
And then slowly drop the right palm down as the left arm goes up. So again, try not to turn the chest towards the floor. Instead, think of leaning back and reaching up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. Hold in for 3, for 2, and 1. Gaze towards the floor. Soften that front leg. Left hand's going to come down and you're going to pick up that left heel so everything's square towards the front. Remember, left knee can drop onto the ground or stay where you are as you send that right arm up. So we're just twisting in our lunge. If you are keeping the knee lifted, remember, push that left heel back, open up through the chest. Taking a big breath in. And then as you breathe out, I want you to place the hands forward. This time we're going to step the left foot forward and come all the way down onto our backs. Perfect. So we're going to end with a nice little hip opening in which we can do lying down. So slowly making your way down on towards your backs. Once you get down, just untuck the tailbone for me. Try and lengthen the whole spine, so feeling that lower back onto the ground. Knees come in, bring both feet on towards the floor. And we're going to start with the left leg. So left foot all the way on top of the right foot. Flex the toes for me and then send that left knee away from you so you externally rotate. So already for some of us, you're going to feel it here. If you want more, pull that right knee in towards you, flex the feet and come into a 90-degree angle. So a little bit of a trick, if you have a wall or a person, you can place that right foot onto the wall for a little bit more stability. If you can, without picking up the shoulders and keeping tension here, just interlace the fingers behind that right thigh. Good. And then wherever you are, just keep sending that left knee away from you as you add in a little bit of pressure with that right knee. And now just begin to deepen the breath. And notice that maybe the longer that you stay here, the kind of less intense it gets. So soften in the jaw, soften in the eyebrows. Just letting those hips open up. Taking a big breath in. Big exhale out. And then slowly release. So right foot comes back down onto the ground. Left foot come down. And you can just window screen wiper the legs if you need to. Just to release through that left leg. And then of course coming on towards the right hand side. So left foot is in towards the glutes. Right foot and ankle on top of that left knee. Send that right knee away from you. So we're externally rotating, pushing it away. And again, here might be enough. If you want more, we're pulling that left knee in towards us. Try not to let the hips go left or right if you can avoid it. And again, an active stretch would be here and just using that strength of the left leg to pull it in. If you want to interlace the hands behind that left thigh, you can. Or the left foot can go onto a table, onto a sofa, onto a wall for a little bit more stability. Keep sending that right knee away from you. And of course, the closer you draw that left thigh in towards you, the more intense the stretch for the glutes. Good. Taking one more big deep breath. Exhaling to release. And then slowly releasing through the feet. Both feet come down, give it a little bit of a shake. So if you want to take a Shavasana where you just lie down for a few minutes to just release and breathe, then you can. This is where I will leave you. So I hope your hips are feeling fabulous.